just on our way to Guernsey.
My next race on the calendar is the Guernsey Island Games, and the Island Games, for the people who don't know, is a competition that is held over just over a week, I think it is, and it brings together, I think it's about 22 islands to compete against one another in a range of different disciplines, events, and sports. Guernsey are the hosts this time, so I'm hoping to get a bit of a home crowd advantage for the triathlon, both in the individual and the relay, so I'll go through both of those in the upcoming minutes. So as I said, I'll be competing in the individual triathlon and also the relay. So the individual triathlon is on Sunday, and hopefully, like I said, the Guernsey crowd will be out in full force. So if you are in Guernsey and you're watching this, please come down to support. It'll mean everything to all of the team. And it'll make a massive difference as well. Like I always find, if you've got people cheering your name, it makes a huge difference to how you can get the most out of yourself. So if you're on Guernsey, and even if you're not from the island and you're competing in the Island Games, please come down if you're watching this and just give support to any of the competitors, because it makes a massive difference. The triathlon is an Olympic distance triathlon, and it's non-drafting, so we'll be on time trial bikes. We weren't on time trial bikes in Gibraltar, which is where it was held last time. Ollie and I decided to go on our road bikes because it was literally up and down a mountain multiple times. So I don't think it made too much of a difference, but this time it's definitely a time trial bike. So it's going to be quite interesting because whilst it's an Olympic distance event, which I'm not really used to, I'm more used to the 70.3 distances at the moment, it's still my kind of format, if you will. Non-drafting, time trial bike, more of a TT in general, whereas my main competition, for example, Ollie, it's not his main kind of go-to format, but it is his distance. So he's been racing Olympic distance all year round. So he is well used to the pain and suffering that you have to put yourself through on an Olympic distance event, which is different to a 70.3. 70.3 is far more physiological, I find, and it's not necessarily as speed orientated. So closer to threshold in Olympic distance, whereas it's probably closer or midway between threshold and tempo or whatever it is for 70.3. But it will be really interesting and probably a really good battle between Ollie and I, and maybe some others. So there are some definite other contenders such as Will Draper and a couple of other competitors in and around, and maybe people that we don't know of. But yeah, for sure it's going to be a really tough fought competition at the front end, and I'm hoping to be there. I'm the reigning champion, so I've got a good precedent, but you never know what's going to happen on the day, and I just really hope it's a fair race in terms of mechanicals, illness, etc. I just want everyone to be fighting fit and have a really good, solid, honest race. You survived the boat.
Oh, just about. That was mind over matter.
Didn't chunder.
Didn't chunder because I had to do a lot of breathing exercises with my legs elevated.
What are you on about? Just stop being sick, right? Not.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're just going to Coco's. We've just landed in Guernsey on the boat. You can literally park in there.
Oh my god.
And yeah, gonna have some food straight away with my dad.
Aww. Hello.
The only other difference between this and the format that I'm used to is that the draft legal distance or non-drafting distance is 10 metres instead of 12, which will play a part. Obviously, you can sit 10 metres back and get a bit of an aid, but there's not going to be massive packs, I don't think, because it's quite a wide variety of ability. So it's just going to be a case of, do what you can, and I think that the course will speak for itself in terms of not allowing too much of that, and hopefully, the marshals will be on it as well, because 10 metres isn't massive, but 10 metres is 10 metres, you've got to keep the distance. What's a broncage?
What's it what?
A broncage. A broncage is when the council have to trim the hedges. The butter is very good.
The best butter I've ever tasted. And the milk.
Yeah, dairy. World-renowned dairy.
Yeah. Oh, the sea, the beaches are beautiful. Much nicer than the UK.
Ooh.
Well, parts of the UK. Much nicer than specifically Barry.
I was going to say Wales.
No,
Down
Oldmore
is
and
nice.
Southern Down is nice.
Yeah, this is true. Although you
but
said
the beaches-
specifically the other day that you wouldn't go swimming anywhere near.
Barry. I like how you don't ever have to pay for car parking. You just put that clock on your dashboard, and that's what like that. Why don't more places do that? Like that's so. Yeah.
Fair.
I think that's a really good thing.
So that's happening at 11:50 on Sunday. So I think there's going to be a live stream, which I'll link down below as well. But if not, check out my Instagram, just give me a follow, and I'll make sure that the link is on there the day before so that you can view the live stream.
So it's the Guernsey Press.
Yeah, it's the staple of Guernsey people. Everyone gets the press. Find out who's done what.
Who's done what, so everyone's in each other's business.
Of course. Obviously, you want to see, the sports pages are the ones that I normally go to.
Especially in Island Games Week.
Well, especially in Island Games Week.
Anything about the Island Games today?
There wasn't a great deal, but there's a nice little bit about the Western Isles. A nice editorial there.
There's a bit in the paper yesterday about the Island Games.
Yesterday's was good. Yesterday had a big splash about all the timings, etc., etc. So that
And
was,
ones to watch as well, wasn't it?
that was really good. Yeah, no, there was people to watch.
Was I involved?
I beg your pardon?
Was I involved in that?
No, you're not one to watch. No.
I'm not one to
Obviously
watch.
not. No. There was obviously the big names were there though.
We do also have loads of athletes competing in the Island Games that we coach in Entire, so it's going to be great to see how they get on and hopefully cheer them along as well after I finished or during the course if I see them. So yeah, no, that would be amazing, and they're going to get loads of support from their fellow islanders as well, because we've got people dotted here, there and everywhere from different islands, from Guernsey, from Jersey, from Gibraltar, all sorts, not just limited to those. So it'll be great to have loads of Entire clients come together for one of the first times. We don't always see them, so yeah, it'll be really nice to see them like face to face, and yeah, just kind of have a great time after the races as well.
There's a few things that I like about bringing the van with, and the primary reason that I like it is because I can bring my own bike. And bringing my own bike is just like home comfort, isn't it? So it'd be really nice to be taking that around Guernsey. Obviously this isn't the only bike that I brought with me, because the Island Games is a non-drafting event. So I've got the TT bike as well, and I'll be wrecking the course every now and again just to get familiarised. But yeah, it'd be nice to go and explore the island in the sun.
So we've then got about 5 days before the relay, so we bookend it essentially. So we have one of the first races and then one of the last races on the Friday, and we basically get to go and see all the other events going on and do a bit of training. So it would be really nice to have Ollie over here. Obviously I train with him day in, day out, but it'll be nice to have him here so that whilst I'm away from the squad, it'll be a bit of familiarity to keep me on top of things in between those two races, because I've then got to go back and I'll be competing in races later in the season, so I don't want to lose too much fitness like in the 2-3 weeks that I'll be kicking around Guernsey. So yeah, just keep on top of things, keep rolling through, and yeah, just keep myself fit and healthy. The relay is going to be on the Friday. It's a super sprint, so I think it's about a 300 meter swim, 8k bike, and 1.5k run, 2k run, something along those lines. And that's going to be highly fought after as well. I don't know how the other islands will compare, but I know for sure that it will be really toughly contested between Guernsey and Jersey.
What a day. Just cycled up the coast. So nothing too strenuous. It's rapid in Guernsey, it's so quick because I think the tarmac, or the asphalt, whatever you want to call it, it's quite closely packed, so the roads are really smooth, low rolling resistance, and not many potholes. So yeah, all in all, very nice. Love being back home. And the scenery's not bad either, so you know, can't complain.
It's just going to be really good fun. It's a crit circuit rather than like more of the time trial circuit, so I think we're going to be using road bikes over TT bikes, but there is the option to do both because it is also non-drafting. It's going to be an amazing week. I hope you had a bit of an insight into what's going on in Guernsey and a little bit about the Island Games, and I hope you're amped for it, because we definitely are. This is a home games for me. I always find that like championship events, if you will, are so good for the kind of like anxiety levels. As long as you don't peak over the top, it's amazing. It gets the most out of you, and it's gonna be great. Honestly, like if you are on the island, like I said, get yourself down there. I think it's gonna be an amazing atmosphere.
I think I've said this before, but this is one of my favourite views in Guernsey, or at least the north of the island. It's stunning. It is absolutely blowing a gale there. This is classic island life. Like, it's so windy. Rapid coming this way down the coast, but pretty slow going the other way. Fun though.
What are you doing?
I'm doing the rare thing of cleaning my bikes, but I think they deserve a little wash. So how could you not wash these?